She stood in front of me, arms crossed, eyes defiant, as though every word I spoke was an obstacle she intended to crush. "It's my body, my choice," she said, voice sharp and steady. But it wasn't just about her body. It was about us. It was about vows, about trust, about the fragile bond I thought we shared. And when she told me she wanted to be a surrogate, not for strangers, not for a couple desperate for hope, but for her ex-lover, something inside me collapsed. I warned her. I begged her to reconsider. Not because I wanted to control her, but because I knew the truth that she refused to admit. She wasn't offering her body for kindness. She was offering her soul to a man she had never stopped loving. We argued for nights that bled into mornings. I told her this would destroy us, that no marriage could withstand such betrayal. But every plea I made, every tear I shed, was met with the same cruel words. "It's my body, my choice." So she did it. She carried his child under the roof we once called ours. Every doctor's appointment, every small smile she gave. Herself in the mirror as she ran her hand over the growing swell of her stomach. It wasn't mine to share. She shut me out entirely, locking me away from a life she had decided to give to someone else. I tried to stay. For weeks, I convinced myself love could endure this. But every day, I watched her glow with a joy she never gave me. She spoke of her ex in whispers, sometimes with tears in her eyes, sometimes with laughter. She thought I didn't hear. But I did. And with each passing month, my heart withered. By the time the baby was born, I was already gone in every way that mattered. I signed the last papers quietly, left the house with nothing but a suitcase, and vanished from the life I had once tried so desperately to hold together. At first, she didn't care. She had what she wanted. She was a martyr in her own eyes, a woman who had given life for someone else. She paraded her sacrifice before her family, told them how noble she was, how selfless. They praised her, called her brave. And me? They whispered about my weakness, my failure to stand by her. But time is cruel. The man she had carried the child for disappeared. He moved states away, unwilling to raise the life he had asked for. The child, innocent and fragile, was left in her arms. She hadn't expected that. She thought he would come back, though her sacrifice would bind him to her forever. Instead, she became a single mother overnight, with her family realizing too late the weight of her choice. And that's when the beginning began. Her parents called me first. Voices trembling, they asked if I could forgive her, if I could return and help raise the child that wasn't mine. They told me I was the only man strong enough to carry this burden. They said family meant forgiveness. Then she came herself, tears streaming down her face, voice hoarse from nights of crying. She confessed what I had always known. That part of her had never let go of him, that carrying his child was a way of keeping him alive in her life. She said she had been wrong. She said she loved me now that she understood the price of her arrogance. But by then, the door inside me had closed forever. I looked at her, broken and hollow, holding a baby who deserved a world better than lies and half-hearted love, and I felt nothing but silence. Not rage, not longing, just silence. Because betrayal, once it carves its way through the heart, leaves no room for return. I told her gently, quietly, the same words she had once told me. "It's your choice." And then I walked away. Now she calls. Now her family pleads. Now the life she thought she could control presses on her shoulders until she buckles. And I live free, scarred but whole, knowing I gave everything I could, only to be betrayed by the one person who promised to stand beside me. She wanted to play with fate, to gamble with loyalty, to rewrite the rules of love. But fate doesn't forget. Choices carve consequences that cannot be undone. And while she begs me now to come back, to hold her hand, to save her from the weight of the life she chose, I remain silent. Because sometimes the cruelest punishment is not revenge, it's absence.